I hope you guys had a good day and you are excited about the next steps in iShare. How many of you are excited?
Yay!
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. So a brief reminder to a lot of you already know this process. We have a change management process, and we always co-create with you guys. So on the left, you see that it's a circle that we constantly take feedback from you when you are implementing iShare framework, learn from it, take RFCs and improve on the framework so that you get all the benefits from the framework. And in that perspective, we have also created a release plan. So you can see on the right, the release plan that we are working on. So release 2.1, which was already presented in the last cap, is in the final review. There's a slight delay on our end, which is now being released in next weeks. And then we, by mid of this year, we plan to release framework 3.0, which has major elements that we try to bring. And every 2 quarters, we try to bring a new release with new features that you would like to take or you are looking forward to. So what's included in release 2.1? Here are some of the highlights of the RFCs. We harmonized the terminologies that we use because there's just a lot of confusion out there with all the different initiatives using different terms meaning the same thing, or using the same terms meaning different things. So we try to bring that alignment with also the regulations. And there are some of the key other RFCs that we brought into this. One of the major highlights of this is support for the new multiple identifiers for participants. So not just EORI number. Some of you already know what I mean there. But now it can support any kind of identifiers like Kavika number, DID, and others. So support to add multiple identifiers in participants. That is what we are enabling with this as well. The key highlight or preview of version 3.0. Few of the major highlights there is introducing verifiable credentials support. And that goes in line with the earlier discussions that we had around wallets, use of wallets, and with the verifiable credentials, then we are also able to support upcoming state-of-the-art technologies, but also keeping in line with current implementations which are already in use. So we'll have by technology support. So we help in taking all the participants from current state to the next state in a step-by-step process. So helping through the process to all organizations at the pace that they are more comfortable in bringing them to the latest state-of-the-art technologies, and when it is more stabilized in the market as well. So some of other highlights around that are also mentioned here. Our change management process, of course, is open. So you can also visit our GitLab where all the changes that we are working on or are currently implementing are available there. But also, of course, you can contribute to new change requests there directly. And that helps us in bringing the change in the framework as participants. And we work together in bringing those changes. Then some of the other highlights that apart from changes where we are actively contributing and looking forward towards soon, and all of these are also in line with our new release of the frameworks. So we are closely working with standardization bodies, with our partners, IDSA and other institutions in ISO and also in Sense and Elect with trusted data transactions, JTC25 and SC38 in ISO. So there are standardization efforts being created for data space standards, and iShare framework is also a key element into that for the trust framework, and we are contributing towards that to make sure that the standards are aligned with our framework. Yeah. And last but not least, some of the tech highlights. So we are not only about RFCs and changes, but we are also trying to improve on reference source codes that we make available, or where there are software components being developed. we are trying to actively collaborate there and participate there. But there is also new focus from this year onwards is we try to facilitate or kickstart the open source communities around our softwares, right? So of course, a lot of you are using iSHARE GitHub, and some of you are also having your own open source components. We would like to bring all of that efforts together and promote more open source software development around the common elements and the standardized way of working, so that more and more organizations can benefit from the common resources. Yeah, those are some of the highlights. Yeah.
Thanks, Rajiv. Any questions immediately? Or just ready for drinks? And
Yes, there is one question. Yes.
I have a quick one. Release 3, you listed a bunch of RFCs and then a ... How flexible is release 3 in terms of what do you have in mind?
Yes, so release 3 is planned to be in around summer of this year, and we have some of the RFCs which we already target for 3, but there can be more RFCs which can take priority in terms of based on the inputs that we get from participants to be included in release 3. So towards when we are closer towards release 3, we will know exact set of RFCs that we will make part of that release, and that's why it's the ... was added to be sure that it is still open, and that if there are urgent requests or there are changes which are relevant in the perspective that it should be in line with that duration, then we try to release at that time.
thanks. I think there's one part that's also